Now, despite the uproar, the White House is defending President Donald Trump's executive order barring the entry of U.S. visa holders and others from 7 Muslim-majority countries. VOA's Michael Bowman reports federal judges have intervened to prevent deportations as protests sprung up in cities across America.
Donald Trump's most controversial action to date has president sparked turmoil and outrage at airports and action from the courts, giving civil rights groups an initial victory.
The message is simple. I mean, this is completely un-American. This is an unlawful order.
Protecting this nation and our people is the #1 priority of this president and our government.
The White House says it has but one goal:
to ensure that the people that we're letting into our country are coming here with peaceful purposes and not to do us harm. There are 46 other countries with Muslim populations that are not part of this.
Trump campaigned and won on a promise to rigorously scrutinize all who come to America.
It's not a Muslim ban, but we're totally prepared. It's working out very nicely.
The president has a lot of latitude to try to secure the country.
Trump's allies on Capitol Hill are treading cautiously amid the firestorm.
We need to be careful as we do this. I think we need to be careful. We don't have religious tests in this country.
Meanwhile, no parsing of words by Democrats.
What Trump is doing is harming our national security. It will incite attacks against us. ISIS is already using this ban as propaganda.
Reaction from overseas is decidedly negative.
I hope President Trump will reconsider. I think it's discriminatory, it's counterproductive.
We are in shock because we are in need. Who would go? People who need asylum, tired people who suffer in this war. I do not understand this decision.
But the White House is not backing down.
What do we say to the family or to the individual who gets hurt or the family of someone who gets killed because we didn't take these steps?
Further court action is likely, with judges balancing a president's prerogative to shape immigration policy with U.S. anti-discrimination laws and the impact Trump's order could have on vulnerable individuals and families. Michael Bowman, VOA News, Washington.
Well, now for more insight on President Trump's executive order, I'm joined by VOA senior analyst Jeffrey Young. Jeff, now please help our viewers understand some of the wider implications of this travel ban, because we know it's not just about Somalia, we mentioned earlier, but several other countries.
Interestingly, there's a number of Muslim-majority states that are not covered by this ban: Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Turkey, the United Arab Emirates, and Pakistan. When people talk about terrorism, the incidence of terrorism in some of these countries has been relatively high, yet, interestingly, they are not covered by this ban.
Some from those affected countries then want to know, why my country, why Somalia, why Sudan? You know, some of those asking us the same question.
The White House is explaining it this way. They said all 7 of these countries covered by the ban are countries that were previously identified by the Obama administration as countries where terror has originated.
Oh, wow. And we'll look deeper into that. Talk about there are 2 angles to this story. We saw judges stepping in to stop some of these deportations, or at least a refusal of people to enter. But also we have the order from the president. How are officials to handle this? Which is which?
Immigration, the people that you see at the airport when you land and get off the plane and have to go through screening, they belong to the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. Homeland Security has issued an interesting statement in which it says it will both follow the orders and the specific details of the executive order that was issued by the Trump White House, at the same time that it will also address and obey the court orders that have been issued over the weekend, which in collection prevent the ejection of people from the United States, allow attorneys to access the people that are being detained, etc. So Homeland Security is saying in one sentence, We follow the executive order, and we also obey the courts.
Some people have in the past said that when you're talking about suspicious characters, most times you want to look at the younger men. And now this ban affects everybody, a child, an old woman, an old man. What are you hearing from analysts? Is it necessarily helpful in terms of preventing or stopping terrorists from coming in?
We're hearing, interestingly, from members of the Republican Party, which Donald Trump, the President of the United States, is a part of. Senator John McCain and Senator Lindsey Graham have both said that the ban would only help the Islamic State and other militant groups recruit more terrorists. There is a narrative that is out in parts of the world that the United States is engaged in a war on Islam. And the two Republican senators and others are saying we have to be careful not to play into the hands of this narrative because it only proves a point that the bad people want to make.
Well. We'll be watching. It's a very, very riveting kind of a discussion right now. We'll continue pursuing this. Jeff, thank you very much for helping us understand a very complex issue. Our viewer, senior analyst Jeffrey Young.